Titans Global. Let's go. Started with a vision, two voices in the mix. Max and Link together, building something that'll stick. Every episode we drop, yeah, we're reaching new heights. Titans Global on the map, burning bright every night. From the first recording session to the fans that tune in, we've been grinding every day, yeah, we're destined to win. Titans Global, that's the name, that's the brand, we the fans. Speaking truth through the microphone, messages that we send. Titans Global, that's the movement. Titans Global, feel the power. Titans Global, we keep pushing. Titans Global, this our hour. Titans Global, Max and Link. Titans stronger than you think. Titans Global, that's the way. Titans Global, every single day.
What's up, Titans fans, and welcome to another episode of Titans Global Podcast. I'm your host, Maximus Titan Fan, and with me, as always, is my good buddy, Link. What's up, Link?
What's going on? Good to be here, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. A lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Pre-game coming up. Soon to be head coaching search. Believe it or not, a 1-11 football team is still interesting. So like, subscribe, comment, get in the comment section. Let us know what you think about this one. Interesting matchup. So we'll introduce Scoob and get right into it.
Yeah, man. Before I get into all the game stuff, I wanted to make an announcement for the Titans Global Podcast. We talked about it, and we have decided that Scoob is going to be the new co-host of the Titans Podcast.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tighten up, everybody.
You bring something a little bit special to the Titans podcast. That's why.
Yeah, happiness.
That's why I decided to do it. Yeah, I was gonna say he's like the positive. He's like the light.
Absolutely.
In the darkness.
I try. I try.
I was gonna say I used to be, but it's so hard nowadays to find little glimmers of light in the darkness.
You just gotta keep reaching for it.
That's right. So we're playing the Browns. They're 3-9. It's, regular Titans time, not the regular Titans channel, though. It's Fox, which is weird. We've had almost 50% of our games on Fox this year. Which is,
I hate Fox broadcasts. I don't
know.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge
Fox.
fan of it.
They give us no respect.
Yeah. Well, I like their pregame stuff better than CBS, but the actual in-game I don't like.
Yeah, I don't either. I just feel like it's worse quality, but I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem. Well, it also seems like they're a little biased against us for some reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, the over/under is 34.5 because, like us, the Browns have struggled in their offense, and the spread is 4.5 points, which is the lowest spread of the season, I think, for the Titans. I don't know. I'd have to go back to the early games, but
you think weather has a lot to do with that?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I was gonna say it is gonna be pretty nasty. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be nasty
15
here.
to 20 mile-an-hour winds too, right off the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I would not want to be a kicker in this game. Well, I mean, I guess the Browns kicker is probably pretty used to it, but Titans, I would not want to be the kicker, dude.
No.
Anyway, we need to win this game.
Yes, we do.
A lot of people are,
You need to win a game. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we need to win one at least that wasn't given to us. So we really need to win this game. It's the last winnable game of the season besides the Saints, which we see in week 17. Week 17. So really need to win this game so we don't have to worry about winning the next one. You know what I mean? But, I think it's a winnable game. It's not going to be easy, though. There are definitely challenges in this game. One of them being Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, everybody's talking about Myles Garrett and how he's going to blow up, the Titans tackle. Let me ask you a question. If you were Myles Garrett, who would you line up against?
J.C. Latham. 100%. All that. I mean, that's the right answer. That's where they're going to put him. And look, I mean, he's on a record-breaking pace. He's 4 sacks away from already setting the record. So,
Yeah.
He's going to be on a tear this game. I think he is the difference maker in this game. And the person he's going to be going up against is J.C. Latham, because who has struggled the most on this offensive line?
Yeah.
And for me, that answer is J.C. Latham.
Yeah, Schwartzy's going to move him around a lot. He just doesn't keep him in one spot.
I mean, maybe, but why would you?
Line.
But if he lines up the first drive and it's just bum rush after bum rush, I mean, why? Why move him around? Like, that's my thing. Unless J.C. Latham can prove early that he can stop him, I put him there all game long. Because now you're bringing in a tight end to help. Now you're bringing in a tight end to help. You're not able to stun on your runs. And look, when his defense has had the most success against this Titans team, it's when they just bring everybody. Because Cam Ward can't get rid of the ball. He tends to float back in the pocket. So for me, I don't know. Like, if you tell me the over-under on sacks for Garrett this week is 4.5, like, I like the over, you know?
Yeah, we'll see. They definitely have to double team him this weekend for sure.
I just don't know that it matters.
I don't think man, right now, I don't think anybody. You seen what he did to the Hall of Famer last week?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can stop him right now.
It's gonna get nasty for sure.
So if you're the Titans, what's your early game plan? I mean, this feels like a cold weather, snow, hard-nosed, run-it-type football game. I agree, but are you built for that? Like, with Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears and this offensive line, you're just not built for that. So it's hard for me to find a path to success when you've got Myles Garrett on one side and then on the flip side, Quinshon Judkins on the other side. Like, you know, they have the strong run game. They have the pieces in place. And people are making this like a Sheduer versus Cam game. To me, this is a Cam versus Myles Garrett game. Like, that's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking to see come out of this.
I mean, there's more than Myles Garrett, though. There's a couple other guys on that line that are pretty nasty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Myles Garrett is a one-man defensive line by himself. 19 sacks and 28 tackles for loss. That's the crazy thing about Garrett.
15 sacks in 3 games.
Yeah, but it's like not just the sacks, though, man. Myles Garrett is an edge setter. Yes. He doesn't let running backs get by him at all.
I think they said he was going to break this pressure record, too, this year.
I would not doubt it, man. I mean, literally, he's it's like when Derrick Henry was going to hit 2,000 yards. Or maybe that's not the right, because it did take him almost until the last game, or maybe the last game. Yep. But anyway, he's obviously going to make it. He's obviously going to hit that sack record.
They got to do everything they can to stop that man.
They won't be using Chig. I've been saying for weeks now that Chig couldn't block his way out of a wet paper bag, and I finally looked up the stats like 3 days ago, got a little bored at work and thought, you know what the hell, I'm gonna look these stats up. Worst in the NFL at blocking. Worst
Chig?
Out of 76, I think, qualifying tight ends, he was 76. With a PFF score of like 23.8 or something like that. It's awful.
Yeah, we might be seeing a lot of 12-man personnel this week.
Just for reference, last season he was 82nd out of 82 qualifying tight ends. So it's not like it's something that just started. He can't block anybody.
They didn't draft him to block.
Hey, that's what I was going to say. That's not what he was brought here. You know,
he was brought here to make big plays.
Absolutely. I mean, he's basically a receiver at the time.
Yeah, he's just that tight end. But you need that blocker.
I was going to say, there's still a place for him on this roster. Like, I'm not, I don't know what they do with him in the offseason. I think it really comes down to what he's willing to take to stay on this roster. This is a
contract year for him, too. So
and that's what I'm saying. So it really, for me, it comes down like, you're not a top-tier tight end. Are you wanting top-tier tight end money? Because there is a place. I could too, unless he's willing to take less. And, he said in the locker room, it wasn't too long ago, like he wants to be a Titan forever. Like, okay, prove it. Take a smaller contract to make way for, bigger names at the wide receiver position, and understand that your role isn't going to be what it was before. Like, you're going to be a number 2 behind Gunnar Helm, because Gunnar Helm has earned every right to have
He's
that
taking steps every week to become number 1 tight end for
100%.
sure.
Yeah, Gunnar Helm's
100%.
doing great this season.
And he can block.
Yeah, exactly.
I see Chig as a generic Jayon Brown. I think that's what you're going to look for.
He's a gadget player for sure.
Yeah, and I think some teams are going to look at him in the offseason and go, oh, well, Tennessee just didn't know how to use him right, which is what a lot of people say. But, I mean, if you look at his play and his tape over the last 4 seasons, I believe, 5 maybe, no 4.
Yeah.
It's not great, and it's inconsistent at best. That's the one thing that stands out the most is the inconsistent play. He shows
he'll have
up
2 or 3 big games, and then he'll disappear for a couple weeks.
Yeah, now this season he's been much better. Not that he's had any of those blowout star performances, but he also hasn't completely fell out of a game either. So I mean, he's sticking around and he's making plays, I guess, this season throughout the whole season. But over the last 4 seasons, it's been terrible. It's just been absolutely terrible. So I am perfectly happy with just moving on without Chig Okonkwo, because I believe he's going to want way more than what he's actually worth.
Yeah, and let me be totally clear. Like, if he's willing to take less and keep him here, great. Like, I'm not going to stand here and fight over Chig having a roster spot. Like, I think tight end is the one position out of maybe 3, and that's being generous, that I actually feel comfortable about going into next year. You know what I'm saying? Like that, Chig and what they do with him is the least of my concern. But I say all that because Helm has been so good. He is that 3-down tight end. And that, when you look at this draft, I mean, that's one of your better steals across the entire draft, in my opinion.
Yeah, and if you ask me, that's the main reason right there that Chig will move on to another team. Because we're going to look at him and say, look, man, I'm sorry to tell you, but this is going to be tight end number 1. You're going to line up as tight end number 2. Now, we'll still have your gadget plays, but you're going to be tight end number 2. And I don't think he's going to dig that. I think he's going to say, man, my talent's just way too good for that. And I think another team's going to think that as well. And his agent's obviously blowing him up because, that's his agent.
Yeah,
so,
I can see him getting released and not even dealing with it no more.
Yeah. So when we drafted Cam Ward and the Browns drafted Sheduer Sanders, like literally a week after the draft, I think is when I posted it. But I posted up a post that said, rookie, battle Sheduer versus Cam Ward, week 14. And man, you would not believe the people that were coming in and going, no, man. I mean, first of all, Sanders isn't even going to start.
Right.
Which he didn't.
Like, on the Browns? All right, sure, man. Who they got? Dylan Gabriel. I mean, I like Dylan Gabriel. Don't get me wrong, but he's a little short. And you know how I feel about short quarterbacks. We've talked about Kyler Murray and what is the other guy? Russell Wilson at length about how they're just not elite because they're too damn short. I hate it for you. That's just the way it is. If you're 7 foot tall, you can't be a pilot. Sorry. It's just you're built different. But anyway, I called it then. Everybody said I was nuts or stupid or just, trying to, what do they call it? Clickbait. Right. I don't really do that, by the way. I don't really clickbait.
I try not to do that.
Yeah, man, fuck that shit. But anyway, I thought it was funny that, it actually ended up that way. Only by 2 weeks, but still ended up that way, just like I thought. And if either one of these guys, what's up, Logan? If either one of these guys has a huge game,
Logan,
that's it. That's it. Yeah. I mean, we're going to hear about this for the rest of the season, probably all off season. Brown fans are going to be honest about how great Sheduer was, or if Cam goes out there and lights it up. Sorry to say it, Browns fans, but you'll be hearing from Titans fans all off season about how Cam Ward just mopped the floor with the, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. If they both have a stellar game or they both have a shit game, I don't know. I guess the talk just keeps going. I don't know. But I thought that was an interesting.
Yeah, Jeff Simmons is going to put some pressure on Sheduer for sure, man. I mean, we got some guys too that are going to put some pressure on Sheduer, so he doesn't have a very easy trip either. He's going to have a tough ride Sunday too.
Yeah, and that's going to be the narrative, is going to be the Sheduer versus Cam type of deal. But just like I said earlier, this has a whole lot more to do with these teams as a whole and where they're at on the season and the talent they have on this roster. And with that, like, I want to pose the question, who ended up in a better situation? Because it wasn't just the Titans that passed on Sheduer Sanders. I mean, we went 5 rounds deep before any team said, okay, let's pull the trigger. So, I mean, who went into a better situation? Was it Sheduer, who was dropped on a roster as a number 3 when he had number 1 overall expectations, and, you know, he has the vocal family and with where he's at on the Browns and Stefanski? Or is it Cam, who was dropped into a situation, lost his head coach, has a different play caller, no consistency at the receiver position because the one guy you had who was supposed to be a weapon ended up hurt? So, I mean, Cam's in the worst situation, right? Like, are we in agreement on that? Or is the expectations worse for Sheduer?
I don't know, man. The Browns have been a losing team for like 20-something years.
But that's just it. The fans are used to losing. I mean, we're getting used to it, I guess. But, you know, it's not something that's been a part of our culture for a long time. No. We've been an up and down team our whole.
Yeah, we like to ride the roller coaster a lot.
Yeah.
Well, and you take into account, like, for me though, I mean, with what Sheduer fell into, is it great that he fell as far as he did? No, but he has a whole lot more structure in Cleveland than Cam has had since day one in Tennessee.
Coaching.
And if you look at the path to success, like, Sheduer has a better opportunity, in my opinion. He has better weapons around him. He has a defense that's showing up. Like, they've been able to string some wins together. So for me, and even though he's not quarterbacking all those, like, he's still in a better situation overall to progress and develop and meet whatever his potential may be. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with things. Right. And that's my issue that I take with it when people say this is a Sheduer versus Cam game, because it's not. Because you look at that coaching staff and you look at what's pieced together in this one, and, you know, you look at the aspirations of each team and what they're playing for. Like, this has nothing to do with a quarterback battle, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I know the narrative's going to be out there, but it's going to grind my gears. I'll put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
I love it every time you say that.
Grind my gears.
Yeah. It makes me think of Family Guy.
I mean, one good positive for us is the Browns' offensive line is beat up too. So they got a couple guys out and hurt. So they're in the same situation as us with the offensive line problems. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I agree with Rob here. You know, it's exactly what he says. You know, Sanders has a run game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the most important. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, because that is the most important thing for a young quarterback to have, is a run game so that he can play off of play action and stuff like that. But yeah, we can't seem to run the ball consistently at all this year, and that's going to be a huge thing in this game. Is, can we run the ball, which we haven't been able to do most of the season, and can we stop
the run
from Cleveland, which we haven't been able to do most of the season. So
do you think Pollard is past his prime now?
Or
do you think he's just not giving all effort?
I was going to say, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, I think, personally. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think he's giving 100% effort. What I saw last game is the first drive, he was running just like he did last year, with effort and with toughness and breaking tackles. And then he come out the second drive and was just flat. Third drive was flat. And then they got away from it because, you know, we were 14, 17 points behind at that point. But yeah, no, total lack of effort in my opinion. He might be over the hill, but I just think it's a lack of effort.
Well, but you see the flashes. I mean, look at the first drive last week, like with the intensity that he came out with. And look, I think for me, this is on a this is on a roster management thing. Like, where is, and I could be, is Khalil Mullins hurt? Am I?
He
No,
is
he
coming
played
back
last week.
from injury.
Okay,
No,
so
he got some snaps last week. He just didn't actually take a pass.
Yeah, they're baby stepping him back into the game.
and that's my thing is like I think it's kind of both. Like I think he is definitely past his prime, but I mean, let's be honest. If you're Tony Pollard, like you're asking me to run into the teeth of these defenses over and over and over. Like the run scheme isn't good. You're putting him in a lot of tough situations. Like I think moving forward, I don't know that Pollard's here next year, but I think you went and got out a young guy in Khalil Mullins, and that's what you hope that he kind of turns into. So I just wish we would see more of that with Tajay Spears. Obviously, I mean I think at this point, Tajay Spears should be receiving 80% of these snaps.
Man,
and Khalil Mullins and Tony Pollard should maybe be splitting the other 20 because, I mean, what we know what Tony Pollard is. You know, we run into this. We talk about it every week. We know what we have in Tony Pollard. We know what he is as a running back. I'm ready to see some infusion of youth and see what you have in other people.
And I might have an unpopular opinion too, but I can see a world where Spears and Pollard are both gone because, truthfully, in my eyes,
You're not wrong.
Spears hasn't really done it either.
Yeah,
not really.
No, but
I don't think anybody's safe. There's maybe 5 guys I can point to and say you are 100% safe.
You think
we've got Spears? Yeah, we've got Spears on a rookie contract for another year. He's a very explosive player. I mean, if you block him right at the line, if you get him in open space,
right?
Tajay Spears is an absolute monster. He is really. Right before we got on here, as a matter of fact, let's see, who is it? The Dallas Cowboys are playing the Lions, I think. Jahmyr Gibbs just juked the shit out of Kyler Murray. I can't remember his name, but Murray that used to play for us. Kevin Murray?
Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth Murray. That's his name.
Right.
But yeah, juked him right out of his shoes. Made him look bad. It was funny. But that's my point. That is, and is Tajay Spears Gibbs? No. But he's like him. That's the exact kind of back that he is. He's a scat back that breaks people's ankles in open field. And he does it a lot. He's not bad. He just doesn't. He's got to get in open space. He's not a
that's his biggest
inside
problem.
Runner, and they keep running him right up the middle. I don't really understand that. That's a huge question.
Behind Skoronski is the best place to run right now.
All right, so let me test your loyalty. Let me test your loyalty a little bit. Somebody calls you during the draft process. Say they call you day 3 and they say, "Hey, we'll trade you a 5th for Spears." You taking it?
Gone.
I think so. I'm taking a 5th for Spears because I think there's been too much. Because I think there's been too much risk with the injury, and I think
I'll give you that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think you can get. I think personally, I can find a 5th round running back who is younger than Spears and doesn't have the injuries, and be successful. Like I don't know that Spears is going to make or break this team in 3 years. So if somebody offers me a 5th and I can offload that and not worry about the injury risk, and then maybe take a 6th round running back and use that 5th to get a corner, to get an edge, to get more depth somewhere you need, like I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I understand because running backs are dime a dozen in the league right now.
Now that being
especially
said,
that kind of quality.
The flip side to that, and I'll play devil's advocate to myself. The flip side to that is, do you maybe try to pair Cam with a more talented, heavier back? You know what I'm saying? Like the way that we saw success with Tannehill and Henry. Like, do you try to pair him with a good, like, so where do you draw the line? Like, are you willing to do these dime a dozen running backs, or do you want to get an elite running back to pair?
I mean, the way teams are going nowadays, it's, committee, running back by committee.
That's true.
So we'll see
if you have an elite offensive line, your running back doesn't matter.
If you have an
elite, to an extent, you want them to. When you get to the second level, it matters. If your offensive line can get you to the second level and they're good enough to do
that's what I'm talking about.
That's when it matters.
Right.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you break 70, 80-yard touchdown runs in the NFL, is amazing offensive line. It's not, I mean, yes, it does take a skilled running back to cut a few blocks or whatever. But yeah, most of it is offensive line. If you can get a great offensive line, your running back can be a little subpar and still look like a superstar.
I think in the next year to 2 to 3 years, this team is going to be nothing but Borgonzi guys. I just see a lot of these other guys are going to be gone, and
I
I mean,
agree. I agree
I just
because
see it.
that's
I
what
see it
they've shown.
happening.
That's what
I
they've
see it
shown.
happening.
That's
I
been the
mean,
pattern. They want their guys, and they're getting
yeah,
rid of the old ones. That's 100. And then yeah, there's a select few like Simmons.
yeah. There'll be a couple, but I bet you at least 80% of
Yeah,
the team is going to be all Borgonzi in the next two
Well, I
years.
will say a
Calvin
trend I've
Ridley
noticed.
gone. All them guys, the corner that's been in trouble, gone. I can just see a lot of guys leaving this year.
always.
We're going to be even younger next year coming into the league.
We
Can't
went
even
2
remember his
shows. We
name.
went 2 or 3 shows without talking about Snead. Please don't pull me
Right.
back in.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
say his
know.
name.
Please don't.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
He who must not be named. Yeah,
Right.
let's not go
Yeah.
there.
But no.
But I do agree with you. And look, that's what I say every year. Like, well, the Titans have the most roster turnover. Okay, they're the worst team in football. The worst team in football should have the most roster turnover
Exactly.
because you're the worst team in football. So, yeah, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. History has shown, patterns have shown that whether it's Borgonzi or Brinker, I still don't understand that situation, but they want their dudes there. I mean, we've seen them get
And
rid
plus
of
they got
Brownlee
still
for nothing.
pick a
They
coach
got rid of
too, so
McCrary for nothing. Like, if McCrary wasn't safe on this roster, there's not a lot of other guys.
nobody's safe.
Exactly.
And I know
My-
they're going to wait for the coach too because they're going to want to get the coach's opinion on what kind of guys he wants. Because I know everybody hates the word, but they do get together and collaborate. Because they just Borgonzi's not just going to pick a bunch of guys that the head coach doesn't really want. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I have seen a pattern since Borgonzi's been here. If you look at last year and this year, our special teams and backup players have a very defined athletic trait.
Right.
They're long and they're fast. And that is something that I think has made our special teams better.
Right.
Because honestly, what do you need on kickoff and punt returns? You need fast guys that can get down there in the because if you can get a guy down there on punt return, they're going to call for a fair catch every single time.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't matter as long as you're the faster guy and you can get down there, at least one or two of you. That's it. He'll call a fair catch. So it really doesn't even have to be a great tackler. You just have to be insanely fast, which is fine. And that seems to be what they want to do with most of their backups is get these long, fast guys. Now, I do give Bones all the credit in the world, but the special teams has definitely improved this year because we're faster. And that's something that I definitely see Bergonzi is moving towards.
For sure.
Another thing I wanted to bring up tonight, which really doesn't have anything to do with the damn game, but we were told in the beginning of the season by ESPN that we had the 4th easiest schedule in the NFL.
Not anymore.
I think Charles Woodson, by his metric, said we were the 7th easiest schedule in the NFL. What it actually is, now that it's played out through 12 weeks of football, we have the hardest schedule in the NFL. The hardest. Number 1. Our combined opponents' records are 90 and 55.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be the other way around, isn't it?
we have played 9 or 10 teams over the last season that are still in the playoff race.
Oh yeah.
So it is frustrating as a Titans fan to see all these losses and stuff, and we can say, oh, well, the coach isn't coaching well. The quarterback's, he's still a rookie and he's not getting the game as well as we wanted him to. Wide receivers aren't coming up as much as we wanted to. But we have to remember these are young guys, and now we know we have the hardest schedule in the NFL, which doesn't make for a good excuse. But it does a little bit because you're like, man, we already sucked, and now you're giving us the hardest schedule in the NFL. No wonder we're 1-11.
Well, and you said it. I mean, it can be both. Like you can have a hard
That too.
schedule, and you can also be bad. Like those do kind of go hand in hand. So yeah, but I'm with you. Like I get it. It's rough, and you know we were. I mean, look, we were looking at this thing 2 years ago, calling it a retool, not a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? And now here we are, and we are in fact in a true and honest
full
rebuild.
rebuild.
So yeah, you had some bad luck. You've played teams that maybe weren't expected to be as good as they are. And look, you're in a division that actually turned out to be pretty competitive. You know what I'm saying? Like the Colts found their stride at the right time. We knew Houston was going to be decent. They haven't really lived up to the expectation I thought they would, but
They've won like 4 straight, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You're in a division where, you know, it's still a race this late. So this was the fear, is that you just didn't keep up with the rest of the division. You know, and again, the Colts had some good luck with Daniel Jones. That seems to have worked out, but
that's going to
you're in a rebuild.
Coming to an end towards the end of the season. You know it is. I mean, I know it is. Every time I see it, I'm like, nah, it's going to catch up to them. I don't know when, but it's going to. Yeah. Somebody's going to figure out whatever they're doing, and then just that's it. It's going to be over. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. You know, that just doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. Unless they're the new Music City Miracle, which I don't.
But here's the thing, like, if it's not a fluke, which I mean, I'm not sold that it is. You see what happens when you get the right system around a quarterback.
Yeah.
Same thing in New England. You know, same thing in New England, and that's why, you know, when you watch this game this week, pay a little extra close attention to Cleveland offense, because there's a guy named Jim Schwartz on that side who the Titans may be interviewing when this thing's all said and done. So it just goes to show, if you get the right people in place, if you have the right type of staff, you can elevate these quarterbacks, because at one point they were good enough to get here. They were good enough to be these top picks. You've just got to develop them the right way. And unfortunately at Tennessee, like, I can't really point to the last time we saw a quarterback truly developed. I mean,
it's never happened.
Mariota never lived up to his expectation. Tannehill was a veteran when he got here. Will Levis regressed. Jake Locker, Vince Young. Like, I look around. When is the last time? Exactly. When is the last time the Titans developed a quarterback?
It's never happened.
You hope it's Cam Ward. But this just goes to show, like, you have to have the right people in place and support these guys. And that's just something that they have not.
I would rather get a veteran. We have more luck with veterans than we do rookies.
But even when you get a veteran, you got to have the right people. Like, that's the thing. You can't just throw these pieces together and expect them to fit. You know what I mean? Like, it starts.
Tannehill did it.
You have to understand, Tannehill had a much better offensive line.
Exactly. He
also had Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. It was a very different. No, it's a very. Don't say it. It was
Tannehill had structure, is what Tannehill. Like, this team had a culture and it was structured. That's what's been missing, in my personal opinion.
But what? Houston and Knoxville.
Oh yeah, structure is definitely missing.
I don't get. Newsom, you lost me with the Knoxville. Anyway, hang around with us just for a little bit. We're going to come right back, but we got to give some sponsors some love. Just about 35 seconds. We'll be right back.
What's up, Titans fans? Maximus Titan fan here. Are you in need of professional excavation services? Look no further. Red Zone Builders has the expertise, experience, and equipment to handle all or any excavation project, big or small. Whether you need land clearing, site preparation, trenching, foundation excavation, or any other excavation services, they have you covered. Their team of skilled professionals work diligently to ensure your project is completed safely, efficiently, and to your satisfaction. Trust the experts at Red Zone Builders to get the job done right.
Heck yeah.
That's right. You better call Red Zone Builders.
That's right. Man, I want to talk about one other thing that has absolutely nothing to do with the game. Mike Brown got ejected from the game for grabbing a face mask after a giant scrum had already ensued.
Right.
and got thrown out of the game. His second time a scrum had ensued on the field.
That was a nasty game, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like the benches almost emptied, which is very
They did.
dangerous territory, especially
Twice.
for the refs and the guys that are trying to break it up.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike Brown was doing an interview with Paul Kuharski, and I thought really long and hard about putting the video on the show, but I didn't because Paul has his own show, and I didn't want to like cross any boundaries or anything like that.
Right.
But basically, I did repost it on my Twitter, so if you want to go watch the video, go to my Twitter account, check it out. But Mike Brown comes on there, basically says, Paul asked him, what happened. And he says, I grabbed his face mask. I was trying to help my dude up, and I grabbed his face mask, held on to it a little too long. Sounded like something a teenager would say. You know what I mean? Like he's admitting that he did something wrong, but he's making it sound funny, so it's not a big deal. I don't know. I just didn't like the context, or not the context. I just didn't like the way he said it. My mom used to tell me all the time, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yep.
I didn't like the way he said it. And then after that, Paul directly asks him, did anybody in the team come down on you or, give you any kind of disciplinary, and he's like, nah, man, nobody from the team said anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it first, but it has become a glaring issue with the Titans over the whole season this year. There is no accountability for anybody.
None.
Mike Brown is at best a backup safety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Mike. That's just the reality of the situation. You are a backup safety. You're not a starting level safety in the NFL. And for you to not be disciplined by these coaches shows me that it's not just the star players that they're, tiptoeing around. They're tiptoeing around everybody.
Yep.
I mean, if you're not disciplining a backup player, what the hell are you doing? Especially for getting ejected from a game by grabbing a face mask too hard. I mean, it blows my mind, and I just don't understand it. And I don't know. I saw the interview, and I just felt like it was something that I had to bring up. And
Right.
like I said, I really wanted to show the video because of the way he says things. But
Yeah.
just go watch it. You'll
Well,
see what
and-
I'm talking about. I lost all my respect for the dude.
Think
Right.
back like 2 or 3 weeks ago when Arden Key was asked in the locker room, because this is one of the younger teams in the NFL, if not the youngest. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about that. But Arden Key was asked in the locker room, like, how do you communicate with these guys? And he basically said, well, everybody's a little different. I kind of talk to some of them like I would my kids, and have to there's just no structure. Like,
Right.
that's
Well,
not okay.
That's
the way
exactly
that
what Big Jeff said too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I asked you guys a few weeks ago, like, who were the leaders on this team? And I don't know, like, yeah, Jeff, but even Jeff has his flaws when it comes to discipline. And like, I'm fine with Jeff being vocal and being the hype man, but when I see Jeff, I don't think leader. Now, he's great in the community. I know he gets along with other players. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad dude, but I just don't know that he's that person I point to and say, I want you to lead this entire defense. I want you to be the one to bring these dudes together.
And
he look on the other
pretty
side.
much said that he wants a coach to do that. The coaches need to be
and
doing that.
And that's where it starts. And that's where it
Yeah.
starts, because it starts at the top and works its way down. But then you flip
Exactly.
to offense. Like you say Cam's a leader. I mean, he's a captain as a rookie, but like, he stepped into this situation, and it's hard for him to just flip that switch immediately his first year. Not a lot of rookie quarterbacks are asked to do that. And
he's
that's a
not
lot of
really
problem
done
with the
anything
NFL, in my
to
opinion.
warrant being
To
a
be
leader
able,
either.
exactly. He's won one football game, and that's really not even because of him. So he has no record. He has no accomplishments to even
No
lead by
merit.
example with. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. That's why I think this coaching staff this coaching hire is just so important for the next 5 years
It is.
of this organization. Like, this is the one you have to get right. You have to get right,
And-
or it's going to get ugly in a brand new 3-point
The-
crap $1 billion stadium.
The more we get closer to it, the more I think it's going to be Mike McCarthy.
I don't know, man.
I think you're right.
He's the only head coach that can build a culture and can actually win some games and is not. I mean, he's proven that he can do it.
Yeah.
And when he was fired, he was still winning, but he was fired, but that's all coaches get fired. But I just think it's going to be McCarthy. He has too many ties to the people in the office, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know who they're going to pick.
I think McCarthy's up there. I think Jim Schwartz that I mentioned earlier. I mean, he's been
but
in this
Schwartz,
building
he's been on
before.
the team so many times.
Work.
I don't know if Schwartzy would get the job or not. He's already. I don't know if they'd want to bring him back again.
I mean, I think you interview him, right? Because why not? I mean, I'm interviewing everybody. I'm interviewing college coaches just to say that I went through the process and be like, I mean, because what does it hurt to bring a guy in and say,
right.
How would you fix this? Because then at least maybe that puts an idea in your head to ask the next guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interviewing everyone. I think for me, the top ones right now would be McCarthy. I think Schwartz is in the conversation to at least get an interview. And then, we had this stuff
from the Rams is another one.
We had this stuff come out today, and I want to get your thoughts. We had the stuff come out today with Mike Tomlin. Is that a name that you're looking at if a change is made in Pittsburgh? Because the more that I've thought about it, there are worse options.
I think he'd take a year off.
Exactly.
If he got fired, he'd take a year off.
I don't think Tomlin – here's my flip side to that. One, I think you're right. I think Tomlin would set back, weigh his options. I don't know that he's ready to just jump right into something else. But on the flip side to that, Tomlin is also the guy who has that energy of I can fix this.
Everybody
maybe
needs a break,
he
though.
wants to go somewhere and prove it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Max, what's your – I mean, do you have a top three? Who are you looking at?
I hate the idea of Tomlin.
Do you really?
Yes, absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think Tomlin is just another version of Mike Vrabel. He is old. He likes old school football.
I had a friend tell me he's Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, I do not want to go back to that. We're not. I mean, we're trying to move past that. We're trying to move into the new era of the NFL. So I think either, if we get a defensive-minded head coach, I like Mike McCarthy. I'm not going to lie. He's not my top choice, but like Dion said, he just makes way too much sense. But, there's a couple other names that people are throwing out, like Shula. And
I've seen his name for offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
and that's the most important part, right? Like, I really don't care who's at head coach. If it's a defensive guy, like who's my coordinator? Who's my QB coach? How are you going to develop this kid? That's my question.
These are the things that I think that Mike McCarthy is going to be the pick for, just because I think he'll be able to build a staff that is respectable in the first year.
And he's a no-nonsense kind of coach, too.
Yeah, I think he's going to come in and say, look, man, I'm going to turn this
create a culture,
around.
For sure.
Come with me. Yeah, come with me. Join me and show these guys what we're, and I think McCarthy probably, like I said, it just makes the most sense. I think McCarthy's number one, probably just because of all his connections with Brinker and the fact that the only reason he really got fired from Green Bay was because of Aaron Rodgers, and the only reason he really got fired from Dallas was because he had one bad season, and that
Jerry
season
Jones is crazy.
Des Bryant was hurt like 7 games. Dak Prescott was out like 10, and Ezekiel Elliott was out like 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really got to look and go, oh well, shit. 3 of his star players were out a good portion of the season, and they were all out at different times. So no wonder he had bad luck on the, So I don't know. I just don't think that.
And it also
I don't think he's
like
a bad pick.
His quarterbacks play very well for him.
Well, it seems like all players play well for him.
They level up when they play for Mike.
And that's really the thing is I don't really care if it's offensive or defensive. I don't really care about schemes so much as it is leadership quality or culture or
Right.
character, whatever you want to call that. Like somebody mentioned Robert Slay early in the searching or thinking about Titans coaches, and I was like, no, I don't think that's a bad idea. And a lot of people are going, shit, you want to, a reboot of the Jets? And I'm like, I don't think that's the
you
way it
talking
would go
about
down this
Silas?
time. Robert Slay.
Oh, I know
Yeah,
that people have been saying Silas too.
Yeah, but I honestly think he would be a good pick because he is a very strong character guy, and I think he does
Right.
bring culture, but I don't know that he can bring the staff in, and that's going to be part of it. I feel like that's going to be a big part of it, especially with Borgonzi here, because he's seen Andy Reid and the staff that Reid built, and then now we've got head coaches coming off of Reid's staff. So I don't know. I really do believe that it probably is going to be somebody that has a lot of experience. The two names that we've mentioned besides McCarthy, Jim Schwartz, I think is a really, really, really good contender for it.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a couple more, but I don't know. Robert Slay, like I said,
I mean,
maybe.
Cliff Kingsbury's out there with Arizona.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, but I don't want him as a head coach.
If
I wouldn't mind having
Stefanski
him
gets
as a
fired,
coordinator,
yeah,
but not a head coach.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there are qualities that I'm going to be looking for. Like, I do think it needs to be somebody who's had head coaching experience. I'm not ready to take a flyer on a play caller. I'm not.
Right.
And like you said, I mean, offense, defense, it really doesn't matter to me because it's about the staff. So it's got to be a guy that has connections, that goes deep into football, that has people who have been rooted in it, which, again, another check for McCarthy. So I agree. McCarthy makes sense. I don't hate the idea of Tomlin maybe as much as you, just for the simple fact that, like, the dude is a lead. Like, he also checks those boxes. He's a leader. He could bring the type of staff in you need. I feel like he would mesh better with Cam than maybe a McCarthy would. I could be wrong about that. I just feel like the personalities would go better together. And look, if you're going to be a successful franchise, no matter who this hire is, it has to be based around Cam.
Right.
Because you took him number one overall. Whatever this decision is, has to be 100% based around Cam. Everybody from the janitor to the head coach to the towel boy has to be invested that Cam Ward is my quarterback. And everything you do from this point on has to be centered around that if he's your guy. Because you can't go half in with it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to commit to it, you got to commit to it. So I think you build the roster. I think you put a head coach in place that gives Cam the best position to win, and then you evaluate him next season and see where we're at. And hopefully you don't get in the same cycle we've been in.
Right. I just don't know if Tomlin's a quarterback guru, though, because if you look.
He's not.
Roethlisberger was already doing his thing before Tomlin got there. And then when Tomlin got there and then Roethlisberger left, what have they done since then?
Yeah.
You're right. Tomlin is not a quarterback guy, but can he bring in a Joe Brady? Can he find the next Matt
hasn't done it yet.
Can he? That's well. And another argument people point out is like, well, he can't get over the hump. He can't win the big games. He's never had a losing season, but he's never got far in the play. And to me, it's like, look, if you're the Titans, I just want to get to the hump before I'm worried about getting over it. You know what I mean? Like if you can piece together winning seasons and bring in the staff to start developing these players, we'll worry about the playoffs when we're sniffing the playoffs.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I always think when people talk about playoffs, especially something like, talking about the Titans in the playoffs, that always brings up that damn Colts coach. What is it, Mora? It was like, playoffs.
Right. My friend sent me that. My friend texted me that the other day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, what the hell are we? Could you imagine, though, let's just go on a daydream here for a second.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't help it. If Stefanski was fired, and then somehow McCarthy was able to convince him to be the offensive coordinator with Mike McCarthy as head coach, and then keep Denard Wilson as a defensive coordinator.
Do you want to keep him, really?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Oh, man, I don't know, man.
I'll say this. You know what? Actually, because I was questioning him within the first 5 or 6 weeks into this season. I was thinking, man, I don't know if Denard Wilson is the guy. But then they started trading off every good talent we had. Like all the defensive backs either are injured or traded. They traded away Jihad Ward, Draymond Jones. Jihad Ward we got back this week, by the way. Anyway, over the last 4 weeks, I think, ridiculous stats. Let me give this crap to you here in a second. Let me just pull this up real quick.
I still see too many penalties, big plays given up on defense, and I don't know.
I'm not saying that his defense is great, but I am going to say over the last 4 weeks, missed tackles were first in the league at not missing tackles, not missing tackles. Some people misinterpreted that when I put it in the post. Yards after contact, 406. That's first. Not, you know what I mean, damn it. Total rushing yards, 401. We're sixth in the league. Total yards, 1398. We're seventh in the league. Sacks, we're seventh at 13. Third down efficiency, 34%, which is eighth. And yards after the catch, 402, which is eighth.
That's kind of surprising. Like, those numbers surprise me a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
We give up too many third down plays. I don't see
and you have to remember that all the people starting in the defense or in the backfield are practice squad players, except for Kevin Winston. He's a rook, so you can't really say that about him. But everybody else, including Marcus Harris, who has played well, they're all practice squad players. They're not even secondary players or third string. They are practice squad players. And this dude has somehow, with this terrible defensive line and a terrible defensive backfield, been able to produce good defensive numbers, which is just, it blows my mind.
And I hear what you're saying, and I 100% agree with you. Those numbers kind of shock me, to be honest. And that is very, very impressive by Denard Wilson. Here's the problem, though. When you bring in a head coach, especially if it's a defensive-minded coach, he's going to bring in his own defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that there's – because they want somebody who knows their scheme, who's going to be not a yes man, but he's on the same page with. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to bring in his guy. So for Denard Wilson, like, it sucks, but I'm not sure that there's really anything he could do to solidify his position on this staff. Like, I just don't –
we'll see.
When you get a new guy in here, I think he gets another opportunity, and I think Denard Wilson is a good head coach at the end of the day, or a good defensive coordinator at the end of the day. And what he's been able to do with a Raggedy Ann roster, credit to him. He hasn't proven that he can lead a defense. He's just proven that he can scheme a defense. So I just don't know that he's solidified a spot.
For me, I still think that we made the error of not making him our interim head coach, or maybe that was exactly what we wanted. They were like, "Oh no, give it to McCarthy or McCoy because he'll just fritter around until we're just terrible."
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know that McCoy was the first person who was offered this interim job. I'm telling you, I think there's a very good chance that somebody like Bones, or maybe even Denard Wilson, would have said no, because they saw the direction this was headed. And now we're talking about Mike McCoy, who might be the first ever fired interim coach. Nobody's found that stat yet, have they? Like, do we know?
Nobody's ever been fired.
Okay.
Nobody's ever been fired as an
interim. So that's what I'm saying. And I think guys who have been in, like, Fossil kind of knew that in the back of it. Not that nobody's been fired, but just the fact that this was a sinking ship. Do I really want to tie myself to the title of head coach on a sinking ship? So maybe it was offered, and maybe somebody turned it down. We don't know that. But I agree. I think he would have been the best choice other than Bones if he wanted that position.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, I think we still made the mistake of not making him, because I think if he was our head coach, interim head coach, we would have at least won a game by now.
I don't know, man.
Just my thought.
Our
Just my
team is
thought.
so bad, man.
I feel like it's just like with Vrabel. I think that he would get more out of his players than most people would. I think that's how he's been able to do the backfield.
Perhaps.
But I digress.
In my opinion, I think that no coach is safe on the team right now. Not even Bones.
Absolutely.
Even though Bones is doing a great job. Because, like you said, the new coach is going to come in and he's going to want his guys.
Say he's going to want his staff. Yeah.
So so
right.
we'll see.
So, anybody got final thoughts before we do like the score stuff?
I think that it's going to be way after the Super Bowl before we pick a head coach.
I think you got to be quick. I think you got to get ahead of other teams. If I'm Amy, and maybe I'm not publicizing it, but like I'm already interviewing. Like if McCarthy's sitting at home, like come on in, brother.
Well,
like
I don't know if they're allowed to, right? Some coaches they're not allowed. I know there's rules.
I don't know the rules.
It depends on if they're employed or not, which
McCarthy
isn't right now. So you could technically interview Mike McCarthy right now.
Right.
I mean, I'm talking to Gruden. I'm bringing anybody and everybody that's willing to talk to me.
But he's blacklisted right now, isn't he? Ain't he in trouble?
Well, he just signed with some college. I don't know
exactly
which college. Yeah, but he is the head coach of a college now.
John Gruden.
When did that happen today?
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious. No, it happened the other day.
Huh. I didn't hear that.
We're all looking it up.
No, are you sure you're thinking of John Gruden? You're not thinking of Lane Kiffin switching LSU, are you?
Oh hell no, man! I ain't nuts.
I don't know. 2 weeks ago, John Gruden might be interested in the New York Giants job. I don't think he's with the team, bro.
I don't think he's allowed to coach right now.
Yeah, he's allowed to coach. He had the stuff in court, but I think he can still coach because he's being talked about for the Giants job right now.
Right.
I think that's a very touchy situation with the NFL, and I'll be honest, I wouldn't want to bring on John Gruden, not only because of the fact that, oh man, how do I say that?
We're already the black sheep enough with the NFL. We don't need to keep
that is part of it. But
my thing is just embrace it.
The fact is that he is suing the NFL for wrongly getting in his personal emails or whatever and revealing that he had unsavory comments. But in my opinion, whether it was private or not, the unsavory comments are out there. You can't erase that stuff. So I'll be honest, I don't want that kind of
black mark.
Yeah, man, I don't want that. I don't want that asterisk mark on his name or the Titans. So let's just not do that. I mean, I really love Gruden. Don't get me wrong. I love Gruden. My wife doesn't. But I love Gruden. I've always thought
he's another one of those coaches that jumped on a coach's back and won a Super Bowl.
Bro, she has never liked Gruden at all. Like the moment I was like, oh yeah, this dude right here, man, I'd love to have him as head coach. And she was like, well, I ain't gonna say what she said because it might be a little offensive, but she did not. She just looked at him and was like, nah, no. And then all that crap came out, and I was like, wow, man, that's pretty good instincts, dude. That's pretty amazing. But anyway, got way off target there. Score predictions. What we got? Is this can we win? Can we win?
Bro. We have the possibility to win. I'm gonna say 21-17 Titans.
All right, so Scoob is definitely going with the over and covering the spread.
Yes. I think we're gonna definitely go over on the points.
I like Gruden, man. It's my wife, dude. My wife doesn't like Gruden.
What's the line on this game?
So 4.5.
4 or something?
The 34 is the 34.5 is the over under.
Okay. Yeah. I like the under. I feel like this is a nasty, grinded out game. Now, with that being said, the only way this turns into an over is if the Titans just give up in the second half because they're cold and they're hurting a little bit. Which, and hey, you laugh at that. You laugh at that. You laugh at that. But look at what this team has been.
DK is going to get a punt return. He's going to have a big game.
Fair enough. I like the under. I like Cleveland unless they just run the ball down their throats and hit the over. But I don't see, with a Myles Garrett led defense in the cold in Cleveland, the dog pound, I personally don't think there's a chance. I just don't. For me, this one's a little ugly, but let's go. I say like 21-3, 24-3. Yeah, somewhere around. And unfortunately, when have they got one? They can't. This offense can't score a touchdown.
DK is the only one that can score.
Give me an offensive touchdown, and then maybe I'll pick them to score over 14 points. Until they prove it, I can't ride with
them. Well, didn't DK get 14? He got a touchdown and a kickoff return, so he got 14.
We had a game where you had a touchdown on special teams and a touchdown on defense, and the offense couldn't get a touchdown. So I've lost faith. And now you're telling me Myles Garrett
at once.
Now you're telling me Myles Garrett's going to be lined up against J.C. Latham in the snow. I'm telling y'all, J.C. Latham going to get cold. He's going to get cold, and he's
going to stand up and get.
I promise you.
He's going to dominate. He's going to dominate Garrett.
There's the positivity.
Yeah,
no. 24-3. 24-3. That's what I got.
All right.
24-3.
Mine, I'm going to try to get it through it quick, but it's going to be like 17-10 is my prediction.
Okay.
And honestly, I think the one score could be a return, could be a touchdown by the offense, could be a damn interception by the defense return for a touchdown. But I think we will have at least one touchdown in the three phases of the game and one field goal, which will make us 10. But I think the Browns score 17, which keeps us under and covers the spread.
Yep.
So I think the Browns actually get the better of us in this one, damn it.
Real quick, I know we got to get out of here. One more number. I want everybody's opinion. Over under on Garrett sacks, 4.5. Does he break the record? Or I guess it'd be 3.5. Does he need 4 or 4.5?
He's got 19. He needs 22.5. So he's got 3.5 sacks.
Over under. What we got?
I don't think I say 2.
You say 2?
Over.
Max?
Yeah,
I say 5. I say 5.
Me and Scoop were talking before.
I'm dead serious. He put 4 on Drake May. He put 4 on Drake May.
We were talking about whether he was going to hit the single season record, which he probably is, or if he could even hit the single game record. But then that got us to talking, well, who owns the single game record? So I had to look it up, and it was some dude that I don't even remember his name now. I just looked at it an hour ago, and I don't remember. But it was from Kansas City.
He's the greatest linebacker ever for the Chiefs. Derek Thomas got 7
there
sacks
you go.
in one game.
All right, 7 sacks. That is pretty intense. I don't if damn though, it's possible, man.
I'm telling you, bro. J.C. Latham gonna be cold. I'm telling you.
Right, here you go. 3.5 sacks over under J.C. Latham.
Over.
I don't think there's any way this man can stop Myles Garrett. I just don't see it.
It's gonna be rough.
I think they're gonna be doubling him a lot. So hopefully Gunner will get over there and help him.
That's not wrong.
I didn't even give him a touchdown. I just gave him the field goal.
What did he say?
He said a touchdown and a field goal. You're really reaching for the stars on this one.
Hey, man. Gotta take what you can get.
Yeah.
He's not wrong though, man. But I think that's the way it goes. Personally, I think we might get a win at week 17 against the Saints, but I just don't see it this week.
We need Cam to be a lot more mobile this weekend too.
As always, just give me a reason to watch the fourth quarter.
Yes,
that's all I ask. That's all I ask.
That's-
Give me
yeah,
a
that's
reason to
all I'm
watch the
asking.
fourth quarter.
Link,
Keep it
being a
close
fan
enough.
should give you a reason to watch the
That-
fourth quarter.
No, and I watch the
No.
I watch the fourth quarter no matter what, but make it
Yeah.
interesting.
I was
And
gonna
that's
say,
like I
right.
told Max, just make it interesting. Like, don't make me feel like there's something better I can do than sitting
Right.
in my chair or standing in my room and watching a competitive fourth quarter football game. Like,
Wow, man,
I'm
you're being
watching it no
extremely
matter
nice.
what. I'm watching it no matter what, but like that's all I ask for. Just give me. I'm gonna watch, but give me a reason to be excited when I watch.
Y'all ever seen A Clockwork Orange?
I heard. I don't know.
No, really?
What? What is it?
A Clockwork Orange
Clockwork
by
Orange?
Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, A Clockwork Orange. It's a movie.
I don't think I have.
Oh my
no.
Okay, well, Link, you get a pass because it's probably a little before your time, if we're being honest. But Scoop, man, you all got to check this movie out. Just if nothing else, go look up the summary of the movie and read a paragraph about this crazy ass movie. But you know what MK Ultra is?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I compare watching these Titans games to. Like, someone's got my eyeballs taped open. You know, I'm sitting in front of a TV for like 12 hours. They've got crazy music screaming in my ears, and I'm having to watch the Titans play terrible football all season. That's what it's like for me. I don't know about you guys, but that is what the experience is like for me.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair.
The Willy Wonka boat ride.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, that's a whole nother conversation. I'm sorry, but
Hey, we'll get through it together. Everybody
That's
watching,
right.
we will get through this together. There's nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up.
Yeah. Keep climbing the
All right.
ladder.
So if you have stuck with us this entire show, we really appreciate it. We love you guys. Like and subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Follow us on every social media you have because we're on all the social medias.
Absolutely.
And until next time, tighten up.
Don't make me come to your house.
Yeah, don't make me come to your house.